Most producers are literally invisible. How do we know? Because we used to be those guys starting from ground up, sending countless DMs with a weak social media setup and no game plan whatsoever. And it leaves you ghosted in the DMs and feeling like it's just about impossible to actually build a network, start getting some placements, and actually do this as a career. There are multiple levels in the music industry. And if you're watching this, you're probably in level 1 or 2, meaning you know how to make music, hopefully you're good at it, but getting to the point where you're working with big artists, have a strong network, and are earning money still seems like it's far away and almost not even possible. We get you. We've been through it. Now we're looking back, understanding there's different things we could have done, and that's exactly what we're going to be showing you today. So by the end of this video, you're going to actually know how to get past this invisible stage and actually start getting motion. Let's get into it. So here's the levels to the game, and most likely we've all already done this level. Is level 1. We've started out, we've started learning how to produce. From there, you go to level 2, which we're going to come back to. There's a good chance you're in this level. Then we go to level 3, and level 3 is when your music starts being used by big artists. You've got a solid network, and you're well known in whatever niche that you choose to be in. As well as that, you start to earn money at this point. You're kind of making like a part-time income off music, which is great. We've recently got into this level here. Here is when you start to become visible. And with more time in the game, you eventually get up to level 4. And this is where you get consistent placements. You're getting those big placements, but a lot more often. You have a great network, you're making a living, and by now you'd have that signature sound. People would associate a sound with your producer name. Obviously, level 5, you're top 1%, you're working with who you want, you're making a load of money, you're well known. As long as you stay out of a big major label deal, you'll be doing well and kind of living the dream. So now that we know where you can go, we're going to go back to level 2, because this is the level where so many producers get stuck. You've not quite got the motion where you're starting to be known, you're starting to get the placements, you don't have the social proof, your network isn't growing how you want it to, and you're essentially invisible. So at this stage, you probably would have been making music for about 1 to 3 years, and you're probably getting to the point where your music's actually good. People are starting to use it, and there'll be people who are interested in your music to use it. And some people are aware of what you're doing, most likely because some sort of type beat channel, or if you're more focused on samples, very likely a sample pack channel. And by now, you'll have a social media set up. You'll probably have a name around you, and you'll be beginning to send those messages to people. Media. Now, if you're at this level, level 2, and you don't have a type beat channel or a sample pack channel or social media, there's no way you're even going to get up here. These, in our eyes, are non-negotiables. So you're doing these things. But if you're watching this video, you'll understand there are so many people out there, so many producers out there that have a type beat channel. They maybe have a sample pack channel. They have a social media. But to be honest, it's probably not that big. They're probably not making many sales. It's such a small percentage of these people that actually level up into level 3. So if you keep doing the same things that all these people are doing to try to get to the next level, think about how many of those artists and producers in the next level that you need to get in contact with to level up that are receiving DMs from these people, these same people who, to put it simply, are mediocre producers that aren't necessarily going to be able to provide value to these people. And there are thousands, tens of thousands, potentially more of these people. Think about all the music discords that are out there. There's so many of these people. And this is the point where most people give up. They say, I gave music a shot, but it didn't work for me. For us, that wasn't acceptable. We weren't going to settle for that. We knew we had to get past. So to move on from here, we're going to be giving you all our advice and all our knowledge on how to get past this invisible stage to become visible and break through quicker.
Like we mentioned before, you are literally invisible on social media. And it's very likely that you're trying to network with producers in the DMs with no big placements, under 1,000 followers, and just a bad network in general. No mutuals with anybody that has any sort of respect in the music industry. Now, we've been here. It absolutely sucks. When we think about it now, we were going crazy, stressing over just trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram and just doing whatever it takes, follow on to follow, just messaging small people just in hopes they would get a follow back. It probably took us a good 1.5 to 2 years to actually start to build a social media, gain the mutuals, gain the followers, and get a few little placements that we started to gain the respect from others and actually start to feel visible to other people. But once we'd hit 1,000 followers, we still didn't have the mutuals. We still had no big placements. So it's super important that you level all of these things up at the same time, getting the mutuals, you're getting the followers and the placements, and just letting everything come naturally and not trying to force anything too hard and do the fake followers, buying followers, all this kind of of stuff. And we can tell you right now, working on these 3 things, honestly, no matter what level you're in, but especially in this level 2 area, this is going to allow you to be seen and heard by more people. We understand that everyone's going to go through it at some point. It's a necessary part of the journey. But even now, knowing that that was part of our journey and it's part of every single other producer's journey, whenever we get messages from these people, there is just still absolutely no reason to reply. They can't provide value. They have no opportunities. They have no network. I'm going to show you some of the message requests that we've got recently. We get these quite a lot. I'm just going to give you some context. So first of all, we've got this guy, no mutuals at all. Even if we click on his profile, yeah, you can tell he's got no mutuals at all. DM if you want to work. Literally invisible. Who knows how many people he could be doing this to. And him just sending these messages to people at the stage he's at is just burning bridges with potential collaborators in the future. A little bit more, we've got this guy. Yo bro, what's you mean for loops? First of all, we make loops ourselves, so that's just not a good way to come into the DMs. No mutuals, 38 followers. And look, he's got placements with people we have never heard of. He doesn't even have the @ of them. He's got Jinx Forest, Girl President, man. This is far worse than having no placements at all in there, like saying you haven't even produced for people. Let's go one more. Again, same thing with artists. Let's lock in, bro. I made song with Boston Richie, Chapo Blast. These guys, I don't even know who these guys are. I haven't actually searched these guys up yet, but go on his profile. He's got 1 mutual. He's got 470 followers. Literally nothing in his bio. Actually, to be fair, he's posted a few placements. So, but let's give him a little example. But off the top of just what we would usually reply to, this is not something we would reply to. If people like us aren't replying to it, this guy's probably sending the same stuff to heaps of people at a way higher level than us. And you can imagine there's no chance people are going to be replying to this guy. Invisible. As you guys can see, we just got heaps of these requests here. Occasionally we do get requests where we'll actually reply because usually they can fit into one of these criteria. Maybe 2 out of these 3 things. They might have over 1,000 followers and maybe they have got like a mediocre placement or someone that we've heard of before. A general rule of thumb, try not to be messaging people until you've got 2 of these things on lock. It's going to help you a whole lot more. We're about to get into how you can actually start to live up your social media, particularly your Instagram, so you can get 2 of these things on lock and start trying to become more visible.
If you haven't noticed by now, Instagram is the #1 networking tool a producer can use in 2025. First thing you need to get down is the aesthetics of your page. The first thing someone's going to notice is your profile picture, the colors, the posts that are at the top of your feed, and of course your bio. If you have the followers and really good mutuals, the aesthetics of your page aren't going to be the thing that would stop someone from replying to you, although there are a couple things would recommend for the aesthetics. First thing is simplicity, and this is important especially in the bio, just keeping it really simple, just having that you're a producer, maybe where you're from, maybe something you've achieved, but likely at level 2, you're not going to have huge placements or anything to put in there, so keep it really simple, and it's the safest bet. You don't want to be having like 50 free beats or check out my YouTube. When you see that, it's instantly a bit of a red flag. If you haven't got much to show for yourself, you can literally just put music producer from wherever you're from and a simple link tree with 1 or 2 links, your type beat channel, maybe a couple of songs you produce on Spotify. We never put any placements in our bio until we actually got something a bit more respectable. I think it was when we got the JI snippet, we started to actually put things in our bio as we got bigger ones. But before that, we had smaller artists releasing and we didn't put them in our bio because we knew that it was going to actually do worse for our page than keeping it simple and clean. And lastly, no logos. This is just something that we've picked up. Logos take away from that personal brand vibe that you being a producer. The better thing you can do is like a photo of you or something, maybe in a studio, something that looks cool. But logos, when you glance at a page, it's also a bit of a red flag for us. Next, your following. Now, Sean already mentioned why this is important. And to grow this in the early days, it can be really tricky. There's no shortcut without buying followers and kind of ruining your Instagram to get followers quickly. So how we would actually approach it is by being active somewhere, posting some sort of content somewhere, which could be your type beat channel, your free sample packs, some sort of reels on Instagram or a YouTube channel documenting your journey as a producer, doing cookups. The easiest way to do it is probably with a type beat, but however you post content, make sure you get people coming to Instagram because it's the most important thing. You want everyone to be on your Instagram, you want to grow that following, and that's what we did a lot in the early days of the YouTube channel. We were pushing everyone to our Instagram. It really helped us grow that following quicker. Followers is one of the indicators that people base your success in the industry off. And lastly, mutual connections, probably the most important thing to becoming visible on Instagram. The aim really is the top producers in whatever niche you want to shoot for. When you do finally decide to message them, even if it's a year or two from now, by then you want them to be able to go on your page and their favorite producers, their friends, people they follow are following you, because it's going to pop up mutual connections. They're going to know that maybe their friends like your music, and just that with your own placements, and if you're building those followers up, is going to give you that visibility. A lot of growing your mutual connections is going to be a decent amount of time spent on Instagram, going through people's followings, searching for people, going on tag posts, following a lot of people. To be honest, you need to really wrap your head around the niche, go down the rabbit holes on Instagram, find people who are doing the same thing as you, and as you're following these people, people will start to follow you back, and you'll notice it starts to get easier and easier as those mutual connections grow and grow. It's literally a snowball effect, and to be honest with you, the best way to grow those mutuals and to grow that following is really sticking in that niche, sticking to 1 or 2 niches max, and dedicating yourself to it. If you're switching niches every couple of months, just imagine how much harder that's going to be to progress. You've started building mutuals in one niche, and then you jump to another, and then you jump to another, and then you might have a bunch of followers, but they're not really serving you when you go into a new niche, because on Instagram there's different communities, and if everyone's in like an NBA Youngboy niche, they may not really know anyone in the Travis Scott niche. That's how it works. So you want to be finding those buckets, those niches that you want to play in, and then stick with them. Also, sticking on one niche is going to mean you're able to really dial in on that sound and get better and better at that sound. And obviously this is a big thing for the whole video anyway. We didn't even mention it earlier because it's a given. The better music you have, the easier it's going to be to become more visible, because eventually once you've nailed those first things, once you're visible, the next thing that someone's going to listen to is your music. And by sticking in one niche, you're going to be able to master that sound a lot quicker than bouncing between different niches and never really mastering one sound. And the last point to this niche thing, there can be scenarios, particularly if you're a sample maker, where your sample, or maybe your beat, is able to be sent to multiple genres. For example, in the early days, we were making these dark 5/1 Travis Scott samples, which we eventually realized if we sped them up to Nem's tempo, they sounded really good over Nem's drums. So all of a sudden, we could send the same sample, just re-exported faster to a whole different niche, expanding the network we can send to. Be careful with this. The overarching point here is stick in one niche, choose that game to play in, and play it relentlessly.
So, you know how to make yourself visible on social media now. You know it's going to take a while, and it's going to be a slow grind. And you're probably thinking now, when is the time that I can actually start sending these DMs to these people that I want to work with? A great way that we look at it is do not send a message to anybody until you can honestly look at yourself from their perspective and think, could this person provide me any sort of value? Are they good at making music? Maybe they've just got a rare skill. Maybe they can play an interesting instrument and just do something that nobody else could do for me. You need to be super brutal and honest with yourself about this. Look at yourself from this person's perspective. Can this person provide me value? If the answer is no, give it a little bit more time. Sometimes it might just be a 1 month difference between building yourself up a little more, just getting a little bit better at making music, getting a few more mutuals, and then it might be time to go message that person that you want to work with. Now, to wrap all this up, with all the information, with all the game and advice we've been dropping in this video, you got to pair all this advice and pair it with patience and, to be honest, a delusional belief in yourself. You just need to understand this is going to take so long. We've been making music for probably like 5-6 years now. We've been doing it as international for 3 years, and we're still only in level 3. We've sort of recently probably emerged into level 3. We're starting to get some good connections, starting to get a few placements, and that's taken 3 years of hard work, working every day for 3 years. Essentially, it's going to take a while. Because it's going to take a while, you need to just constantly be telling yourself, you need to be constantly believing in yourself, telling yourself, I can get there, I can do it. Even especially in the times where you don't actually know how you're going to get to where you want to be. You don't know what the next step's going to be. You don't know how to gain this connection. You don't know how to make the style of music. There's just so many things that you're going to go through that's going to happen throughout your journey where you don't know what to do or how to do it. It is essential to have this delusional belief in yourself that you're going to get through this part and you're going to get to where you want to be. It is honestly this belief part that makes people quit and fail. And that's why majority of people in this level 2 stage will just never get past the level 3. Maybe it was only going to take another year to get to where they wanted to be, to become visible to the music industry, but they ran out of belief. So having patience and having a delusional belief in yourself to passing this mundane level 2 in the industry. Go watch this video next. These videos, unlike anything else you're going to find on YouTube, we're literally showing you how we're doing, what we're doing as we progress through the industry. Nothing left out, all the source just for you guys. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.